How you doing, lads? This is Ryan from the Ashes of Tower YouTube channel, and we're currently walking up to the Round Tower up in Swords. And we have a special guest today, my cameraman,
Thomas.
Thomas. And we're currently walking up to the Round Tower. It is fucking freezing out. It's Baltic. Just
Some proper Irish weather.
Proper Irish weather, exactly. So the wind is picking up. Hopefully we're able to film this in a decent amount of time before it starts
pissing fucking rain.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself before it starts going Baltic. So we're going to walk straight in the direction, and we will be getting a shot in front of the Round Tower to start the episode off. And we will be investigating some shadow figures and ghosts that supposedly linger around the hill.
Yeah, because that's very, very based in science.
Now, the only ghost that I can feel right now is an absolute chill running up the back of my neck because of how cold it is. But we will be up there in a few minutes and we'll film the first section. So, we'll see you then.
See you in a minute.
So, after an absolutely fucking treacherous walk up that hill, I know I'm completely out of shape. Yeah, so we have finally reached Swords Belfry and Round Tower. Isn't it just beautiful?
Honestly, I don't come up here enough, man.
Yeah, I don't think either of us. It's crazy how much like beauty there is just to this one area. In retrospect, we have to come up here more. But
yeah, I mean, the ghosts are keeping me away.
Exactly. So unfortunately, my camera work isn't the best because that's Thomas's job.
Yours truly.
But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting some shots of the Round Tower. We're going to be getting some shots of the Clock Tower. Thomas will be in charge of that because he is just perfect film student, am I right? But so we're going to get a bit of history in about the Round Towers, and then we're going to dive into the supposed shadow figure sightings people have seen around here, dating back to the 1800s. So yeah, let's get some shots of the Round Tower and the Clock Tower. Clearly one of the black spectre's markings on the wall here. Very authentic. Looks like someone took a sledgehammer to it. I personally think that this is the #1 perfect truth to explain that ghosts exist. Before we talk about the ghostly spectres that have supposedly been seen around the area, first we have to talk about the Round Tower. The Round Tower was built in 560 AD by St. Paul MacKill, and was originally part of a bigger monastic settlement that was around the area. It features a tall cylindrical structure, it's made of stone, and at the very top there's windows to look out in the event of a Viking raid. And because of the ground level changing, unfortunately, it would have been a lot taller, and it has faced a great deal of weather challenges over the years, but it's still an imposing structure. You can definitely still see the appeal of this. The monks would go inside and hide valuables against people who would potentially have attacked them. The second structure of this area is the Clock Tower. The Clock Tower was originally a Norman tower house that was built in 1014 AD during the rise of the Normans. It was a tall tower that was more or less a small castle for the Normans to live in. However, what's different about this tower is that the remains of Brian Boru, the famous Irish general that fought during the Battle of Clontarf, was originally housed in this tower. Now, unfortunately, we can't go inside because the doors are locked, but it features 4 stories. And eventually, if you keep going, you can reach the top, which has an overview of the entire Swords area. And the clock was added during developments during, I believe, the 1800s, and it basically shows the time for the entirety of the Swords people. So if you don't have a watch, just look at the cliff. Now, after we've got the little history lesson out of the way, sorry for those of you who failed school, we're going to talk about the ghostly spectres that have supposedly been seen around here. The ghostly spectres that have been seen between the tree lines originally date back to a woman called Eva O'Barrick. Eva O'Barrick went up this hill in the 1800s and supposedly caught a picture of a tall black spectre. The tall black spectre was over there by the tree, supposedly. Now, a lot of people, when they come here, they can feel a presence with them, whether it be the creaking of the trees or a dark figure out of their peripherals. While I don't necessarily believe this as factual evidence, if you look at the reports, she did lose her mind a little bit. She went a little bit nuts, and she eventually disappeared without any evidence. However, the 1800s was an incredibly turbulent period of time for Ireland, and that could have been chalked up to simply nothing more than a death going for unaccounted for. However, my lovely cameraman Thomas will explain an effect known as the blister effect to maybe explain the black figures that were originally found in the image.
So, my personal take on these so-called sightings is in photography, there's something we learn about. It's called the shadow blister effect. And basically what that is when you have a very big light source, like the sun, and it's shining over big structures like these trees over here, or obviously these big towers behind me, the shadows can tend to become very distorted and almost human-like. And so I think that's what these sightings, or so-called sightings, actually are. It's something that we really didn't have the knowledge or science to comprehend back then. But now, that's my more science take. I'll hand you back to my actor, the history major, Ryan here, for his take.
Thank you very much, Thomas. When a lot of these ghostly sightings and a lot of these different urban legends come about, a lot of it can be chalked up to an ancient game of Chinese whispers. Sometimes, when these things are said, they travel from town to town, and because people in the 1800s don't necessarily have the same information that we have now in the information age, things can become muddled, and they use their own explanations, such as ghosts, demons, or maybe even just creatures, to explain things that are easily explainable. So, unfortunately, while we haven't seen anything, I'm unfortunately going to have to brand this mystery ghost case as nothing more than an urban legend. And we will put you back onto Thomas for some more nice views of this beautiful area.
So, my man Ryan here is after handing me the camera. I'm just going to get a few closing shots here, and I figured I'll just speak over them because I figured I'd give some closing takes on this whole case. I don't believe that there is any mystery or actual hauntings happening here, but I do want to know that I do like to have that mystery and that wonder that comes with these kinds of cases. Oh, for fuck's sake! Right. I have to go get another fucking clip now because the camera's after going. Ryan. Oh shit, you good, man? Oh, right, yeah.
What's up?
No, the camera went when we were getting that shot over there, so we'll have to...
If it's going off, like we have like a backup, you know, it's
Yeah,
like it's no.
we'll use that.
It's
yeah.
probably